Hello, I'm Hannah Vaughan-Jones. In London, this is CNN News Now. Thousands of people are marching in Zimbabwe's capital, demanding President Robert Mugabe's resignation. State media say even Mr. Mugabe's own ruling party wants him out. The military put him under house arrest when it seized power on Wednesday, but denies it was a coup. Lebanese Prime Minister Saad Hariri says he will return home in the next few days for Independence Day celebrations. He made the announcement in Paris after meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron. And Mr. Hariri hasn't returned to Lebanon since he resigned on TV in Saudi Arabia 2 weeks ago. North Korea says it discussed security on the Korean peninsula during a meeting with China's special envoy in Pyongyang, but an official Chinese statement didn't mention North Korea's weapons program. The Chinese envoy is meeting with high-ranking North Korean officials to discuss the outcome of last month's Communist Party Congress. Rock band AC/DC says guitarist Malcolm Young has died at the age of 64. Young co-founded the group with his brother Angus. The band describes Malcolm Young as the group's driving force. AC/DC is known for hits like Back in Black and You Shook Me All Night Long. Malcolm Young retired from performing in 2014 after he was diagnosed with dementia. And that is your CNN News Now. For viewers in Asia, Amanpour is up next. For everyone else, CNN Newsroom starts right now. Hello and welcome. The embattled president of Zimbabwe is willing to die for his principles. That's according to his nephew, who spoke to CNN. Well, this comes as thousands of people march on the streets of the capital, Harare, calling on Robert Mugabe to formally resign. The president has been under house arrest since the military seized power on Wednesday. Mr. Mugabe's nephew, who is a cabinet minister himself, also tells CNN the country is under military siege and that people are being coerced. Our David McKenzie joins us now from Harare with the very latest on the situation there. David, the calls for him to go seem to be growing louder by the hour, if anything on the streets to go by. Will he go, though, if his exit is managed in some kind of dignified way? Will he step aside?
Well, Hannah, that's really the million-dollar question right now. He is digging in.
Jim's live for us in the French capital now. So, Jim, we know now that Saad Hariri will be heading home in a few days' time. Is he then in Paris negotiating what might be a formal resignation when he does get home?
Well, that's a very good question, Hannah. It's the one I can't answer. In fact, what we are hoping to hear from him after this lunch at the Élysée Palace with the French president was some kind of clarification.
Now, when asked for comment, Goldstone's attorney said nothing had been scheduled at this point. Our Frederick Pleitgen joins me now live from Moscow with the latest on all of this. Fred, explain to our viewers, who is Rob Goldstone to Russia and why could his testimony be so key in this ongoing Russia collusion probe?
Hi, Hannah. Well, Rob Goldstone certainly has good contacts into very high places here in Russia.
The British Army is honouring one of its bravest, dogs, that is. This is 8-year-old Belgian named Marley. Marley was given the highest award for an animal in military service for his heroic actions during a mission in Afghanistan in 2012. Marley was seriously injured by grenade blasts, but he kept working, searching for insurgents and explosives. Animal welfare advocates argue that this proves that employing dogs in war zones is inhumane, but Marley's trainer says the dog was vital to the mission's success. Thank you, Marley, for your service. And thank you for joining us here on CNN Newsroom this hour. I'm Hannah Vaughan-Jones in London. African Voices is coming up next, but first I will be back with a check on the headlines for you.